Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of this Revoicer tutorial. We're going to be focusing today on phonetic writing and accent marks, which will be very helpful when generating audio with Revoicer. Now, before we get into those parts, I just wanted to bring up one more thing regarding the intentional misspelling that we've discussed in the first part. Specifically, the word precipitate. Let's just write it down. And let's have a listen to how Tyler says it.
Precipitate.
Now, while this isn't incorrect, he is saying it correctly, there is another way of saying it which is precipitate rather than precipitate. Now, let's see how we can use an intentional misspelling to make him say it like we want it. And I'll also explain how I got to this conclusion after quite a few tries to find out how to make him say it like I wanted to. Basically, we need to clear our mind of what we know about grammar for a second and focus on what letters we can actually use to make the AI say what we want it to say. Looking at this, what I have done is I've eliminated the E at the end, and we will also add an I over here. Oops, here. But let's see how Tyler says it now that we've written it this way.
Precipitate.
As you can see, now he says it like I want it. He says precipitate rather than precipitate. So just wanted to also bring this up while we were on this video because it's something that I found recently and just wanted to mention it. Now, let's move on to phonetic writing. We'll switch over to British English for this example, and we're going to use James. And I have an interesting one here, St. Thomas Aquinas Academy. This is a difficult word to pronounce, so let's see how James does it.
St. Thomas Aquinas Academy.
As you can see, James has problems saying this properly. So let's help him out by using phonetic spelling. Now, some people can do this without needing to Google, but I am definitely not one of those people. And a quick Google search showed me how to phonetically spell Aquinas. So I'll be using that rather than the original saying. And let's see how he does it now.
St. Thomas Aquinas Academy.
That's much, much better, and it pronounces Aquinas as it should do. Now, let's switch over to accent marks, which is another very, very powerful tool in certain situations. Now, let's switch over to Kirsten, and let's make her say, "Did you upload your resume?" Let's see how she says it.
Did you upload your resume?
As you can see, she defaults into saying resume, which is the other meaning of the word, without the accent marks. So what happens if we do add the accent mark to the end here? Let's see how she says it.
Did you upload your resume?
See, that's much better. That's exactly how we want it to sound. Now let's use Kirsten again to say, "Did you read the journalist's latest expose?" Let's see how she says it.
Did you read the journalist's latest expose?
She defaults into saying expose, which is the other meaning of the word. So let's try again using the accent mark at the end. Also, if you do not have the E with the accent mark on your keyboard, if you're using Windows, you can hold down left Alt and type on your numpad, if you have one, 0233. And this will cause the E with the accent mark to pop up. If you're using your phone, you can also, on most keyboards, you can hold the E for a little bit and it will show a few options for one of them should be the E with the accent mark. And see what she says.
Did you read the journalist's latest expose?
See, that's much, much better. Now, please remember that if you're having any issues, you can always send us a ticket and we will help support you in any way that we can. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope these hacks will help you in your future projects.